What's up, everybody? I'm Justin with AmericanMuscle.com, and welcome to Hot Lap. No, your eyes are not deceiving you. Yes, my 2014 GT is back in the shop finally, and we're about to have some fun. Now, it's almost been 3 years to the day I unveiled this thing to you guys for the very first time, and since then, I had a kid, and this thing's been heavily neglected, but that's all gonna change here today. We're about to throw some serious parts at this thing because, after all, I can't let Stephanie have all the fun, right? And guys, if you like what you see, if you like Stephanie's build, or if you like my build, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel because we have a lot more cool stuff coming. Well guys, the Cobra Jet was a lot of fun while it lasted, but like they say, all good things must come to an end, and I'm tired of going slow, Joe. So what are we doing?
Let's rip this thing out of here.
We're gonna rip it out, we're gonna throw some boost at this thing, so out with the old, in with the new. Let's do it. Now, while Joe and I are actually cranking away up on the disassembly, you're probably wondering what kind of power adder I'm going with. Well, wonder no more, guys. Here it is, the Roush Phase 3 TVS Supercharger kit. Now, this is a blower I actually have a lot of experience with because I actually assembled one of these guys when we did visit Roush a couple of years back, and who knows, maybe this is the one I assembled. I'm just gonna pretend it is. In my opinion, guys, boost is a lot like beer, right? All kind of beer is good in my book. All kind of boost is good in my book as well. Centrifugal, TVS, twin screw, turbo, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna like it one way or another. And ultimately I did land on the TVS because it's a tried and true setup on the Coyote. It's gonna provide a nice usable power band for a street car. Sure, it's gonna kick some ass at the track, at least I hope. And then on top of that, we are gonna add in the ID1000 injectors. Again, another tried and true setup, guys. I would like to run corn on this E85 if the tune allows. We'll just see how the time frame works out for us. So Big Joe and I are rolling right along with the install here, or disassembly. Now we're actually gonna get to the installation point, and we've come to the scariest part of the install, at least for me. We have to start cutting. And anytime you do a TVS blower on the Coyote, there is a few areas you need to clearance here, a couple of bosses on the timing cover, and a boss in the intake valley. So you need to break out the grinder or whatever you have, cover some things up here because you're gonna start throwing some aluminum. So we're gonna use our highly scientific trash bags to cover as much as possible before we start doing some surgery. Guys, it's looking like a supercharger finally, and it's been so far so good for Mr. Joe here. He's smiling because he's been dealing with some of the headaches, mainly the wiring, which is your favorite part, right? But it's coming together. Now, this is definitely the downhill slope, I would say. Obviously, there's still some steps involved, but it's looking good, man. I definitely got goosebumps seeing this thing get dropped on for the first time. So, exciting times. Here we go. All right, guys, well, as you can see, it looks like a supercharger. Everything's pretty much wrapped up. Obviously, the intake just got thrown on. We have to fill this thing up with coolant, but here it is, man. I can't believe I finally have a blower on top of this thing. It's been a long time coming, and it's definitely getting me very excited, but we still have a long way to go. A lot of our work is gonna be done underneath the car next, so we're gonna top this thing off with some coolant and then get this pig in the air. Well guys, as you can see, the trans is out. Now we decided to do this first before tackling those long tubes because we figured once the long tubes were in place, it was only gonna make removing the trans a little bit trickier. So here it is, the MT82. For better or worse, that's what we're going with here, guys. We are gonna remove the stock clutch and flywheel, install some new goodies, and we'll show you what we're working with next. Aha! All right, guys, so Joe and I have been busy underneath the car, and what you can see now, a shiny new clutch and flywheel combo, courtesy of our friends over at McLeod. Now, I went with the steel flywheel with the RST twin disc. Now, I didn't go RXT because, honestly, the RST is more clutch than I need, 800 horsepower this thing's rated at, and I like this thing because it has organic discs. Now, this is gonna be a little bit easier on this guy over here. Yes, the tried and true, or tried and not so true MT82. The organic friction material is gonna be a little bit easier on engagement, thus hopefully kind of lengthening the lifespan of this thing. I've broken an MT82 before with the RXT, and listen, it's a badass clutch. It can handle a lot of power, but the metallic material with the RXT is sometimes just a little too gnarly for the MT82 in stock form. So check this thing out, man. I am so stoked to have this new Barton Hybrid 3 on here. Truth be told, I had an OG Barton on this thing when I originally did the build back 3 years ago, but this recently came out. It looks so awesome. The flat stick shifter, and of course the white knob. I'm a big fan, and I can't wait to roast some gears with this thing. Last but not least, guys, I can't believe it's taken me this long to get this on the car, but braided stainless steel clutch line just to kind of help improve the shifting experience overall. So we're making some progress here. The MT82 should shift like a dream with all of these new parts and help put some of that power down. Well guys, with the trans back in place, it's now time to tackle the long tube headers. And honestly, this is something I've wanted to do to this car ever since the end of stage 3, and I'm pumped that it's happening right now. I'm going with the Stainless Works 1 7/8 inch catted long tube header for my S197. They're just really, really nice headers, man. I mean, a lot of companies make some solid stuff, but I've always been impressed with the Stainless Works quality. Listen, the install is not fun, as my buddy Joe can tell you, but the payoff should be nice. The exhaust is gonna sound gnarly, and we should pick up some power with that blower in place as well. Once the Stainless Works are in place, that means we can throw on that new one-piece drive shaft from the drive shaft shop. I went aluminum there, and then finish up the rest of the exhaust. I am making some smaller changes with that as well, and we'll cover those when we get to it. All right guys, so Joe and I are making great progress on this thing. The headers are done, the over axle pipes are back in place, but we have one missing piece of the puzzle, the Corsa Sport axle back exhaust system here with the quad tips, and I cannot wait to hear what this thing sounds like in conjunction with the Stainless Works long tubes. It's gonna sound gnarly, I'm sure. I did leave the factory over axle pipes on this thing with the resonators to keep some of the volume down, but listen, man, this thing is gonna be gnarly. Once we get these guys on, we got a few odds and ends to finish up with the suspension, then get this thing on the ground and fire this thing up, and I cannot wait. Well guys, we're pretty much wrapped with the rear suspension here with my 2014 GT. We made the cut for the BMR sway bar relocation kit, and I'll show you why in a second. But let's quickly run down what else I did back here. Brand new BMR lower control arms to freshen up the ones I had on this thing. They were pretty beat after a few thousand miles. We already knocked out the BMR upper rear control arm, the adjustable option, which will be key for dialing in the pinion angle with that one-piece drive shaft now in place. We also installed the Cobra Jet rear springs. We got rid of the coilovers for the back, so that should help us with this thing at the strip, in addition to the brand new Viking Performance Crusader rear shocks. These things are completely baller. 19 levels of compression adjustment, 22 levels of rebound adjustment. So again, this thing should help get this car off the line a little bit better and perform at the track when we do eventually take it there. But we also got some brakes going on. This thing will eventually need to stop. The car has a few thousand miles on it, so brakes were desperately needed. Extreme Stops kit is what we're working with here with their carbon graphite pads. It is a little bit more aggressive than their ceramic pad, and I'm excited to see how those things work out. But let me get this car down and we'll show you why we had to install that sway bar relocation kit. And with that, guys, now you can see why I needed that BMR sway bar relocation kit, right? Check out this combination, Forgestar's new F14 drag pack. You have a 15x10 in the rear, 17x4.5 up front. And I just love this wheel. It's a very unique looking drag wheel. Sure, the Race Star stuff looks great. The Weld stuff is obviously awesome, but there's nothing quite like these drag wheels out there. And I like being different, so that's why I chose them. That's not the big story here. Wrapped around these new Forgestar wheels, you're gonna find Mickey Thompsons ET Street R bias ply. It is their DOT legal bias ply tire. It's gonna be a 28x11.5x15. It's a huge tire, and quite frankly, it's what I need for a 373 car and a stick car. Listen, launching this thing at the track, doing a 5K clutch dump, I'm gonna need a bias ply to soak up some of that drivetrain shock, hopefully not grenade my diff in the process. There's only one way to find out, and we'll learn about that when we get to the track. But for now, guys, we have one more mod to show you. I swear I'm almost done. Then it's time to make some power on the dyno. And with that, the physical build here with my 2014 GT is officially wrapped. We went with the Cobra R hood here from Cervini's for a couple of different reasons. First and foremost, my stock hood took a beating from a tree limb that fell in my driveway, so that had to go. And it really only left me with a couple of options. We sell the Invader hood from Cervini's, which really isn't my style, and also this hood, the Cobra R, which I really like because personally, I'm a fan of cowl hoods for these cars. The 4-inch cowls are just a little too much in my opinion, unless you're making 1,000 plus to the tire. So this is a nice compromise. You get the stepped up into the cowl look here, and it's still a pretty decent cowl. I feel it balances the car out rather nicely. And overall, guys, I really couldn't be happier with how this car turned out. Big thanks to my buddy Joe sitting over there. He really killed himself on this build. And as a result, the car is looking good, hopefully running good. We do have to put some miles on this thing before we toss it over to the dyno. But we're gonna do some movie magic. We're gonna put some miles on this thing, then get it onto the dyno for some tuning, and we'll show you guys the results. Well guys, we just wrapped up the dyno, and if you can't tell, I'm smiling ear to ear because the car is making awesome power. 643 horsepower, 564 pound-feet of torque at the rear wheels. I could not be any happier with the power numbers. I just wanted something with a 6 in front of it, and we did that and then some. I couldn't have done it without the guys over at VMP Performance. They have this car dialed in, making great power safely on a stock long block and about 10 pounds of boost. I mean, I couldn't ask for very much more, guys. Compare this to what I was making before, just over 400 wheel horsepower. Obviously, it's a healthy increase, right? So there's only one more thing to do. Get this thing out on the street and finally have some fun. Let's get into it a little bit, shall we? And there's triple digits, just like that. Well, guys, what a feeling. Here we are. I've had this car for just over 4 years, and I got off to a great start with the suspension, but then I had my kid. She loves this car, I love this car, and I just want to pass that on to my daughter. I want her to be a gearhead, right? But enough about my family life. Let's talk about the car. Oh my God. I'm blown away at a couple of things. First and foremost, damn those Mickey's hook. I mean, for 650 wheel, those ET Street R bias plies are the truth. Obviously, I'll see what they can do at the track when the time comes, but for now, pretty impressed. Secondly, I really cannot say enough good things about the guys at VMP. These guys know what they're doing. They killed it on the tune. And you guys saw the results, right? About 640 something, 560. I really could not be happier with those numbers. I don't need to have a 1,000 horsepower car. Would I like one? Sure, but the reality is, 650 is more than enough to have fun and get in trouble with. As you can see, we're just sitting here to light. That Corsa Sport is dead quiet at idle, and then when you crack it, it comes to life for sure. It's a nice balance because, and I like to think I coined the phrase face melter for the Corsa Extreme. It's cool and all, it's just, listen, 10 years ago, sure, but I'm 35, I want to drive my daughter around in this car. The Extreme is just a little too much for me. The Sport, on the other hand, is absolutely perfect with the Stainless Works catted long tubes. Just sounds awesome. But then let me throw it in 6th. You don't hear anything. It's dead quiet. The first time I got this thing off the lift, I got goosebumps. It was cool seeing it and being like, shit, that's my car. I think the car is a good balance of not being completely over the top with a bunch of crazy stick-on parts. Sure, it doesn't look like a sleeper, and I'm not gonna pretend like this thing is, especially with the cowl hood, the big and little combo. But at the same time, I mean, it's literally just the hood, the Roush chin spoiler kit, and of course the wheels, and you know, some other little touches. I could not be happier with how the car sits. From an appearance standpoint, suspension standpoint, this car really just, as it sits now, is everything I've always kind of envisioned this car to be when I got it. We've kind of had a bond over the last few years, you and I still would get questions every day. When are we gonna see your car again? When are we gonna see your car again? Well, here it is, and I hope it's been worth the wait. Without further ado, guys, I guess that's gonna wrap this thing up. I hope you've enjoyed it. I know I had a lot of fun building it with Joe. It really is a dream come true for me personally, so. Something tells me you guys will be seeing this thing again very soon. Apparently, there's another car at AM that has twin turbos and airbags. I don't know, maybe you've seen it. Obviously, Stephanie's S550 is nasty. We have some friendly betting going on here, see who could take who down, and we might just have to make that happen for you guys. So let us know if you'd like to see that. In the meantime, thanks for watching my build. Hope you enjoyed it, and for all things Mustang, keep it right here at AmericanMuscle.com.